All right, so we've got some questions. I'm just going to pop back over because I can't look at. I have my little reading glasses on now. I can't look at the chat the whole time I'm teaching, obviously, because I'm teaching. I'm just going to pop back through and see if we have any questions. I know that we had a really fantastic question from somebody. It may have been yesterday about energy, like how to move the energy. Let's see. So if you guys have any questions, or group leaders, if you guys saw any questions, will you post them here? Let's see. All right, can I please ask about manifestation techniques concerning about my best friend in this Q&A? Yeah, you can. Just type it in. Type in what you got. Let's see. Is it Angie or Anjay? Anjay Rivera? Anjay? Hey, Hannah. Let's see. In regards to investing your time, what advice can you give those who have a 9-to-5 job commit? It is a struggle. I can't because I'm working. But a positive out of this pandemic situation is working remotely. So lately, I've been taking the 50 minutes or hour for something like this. Previously, it was for coaching. If I was in the office this past year, I would have missed out on some of the personal growth opportunities. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Angie. Okay, thank you. Honestly, Angie, the pandemic has been a gift to some people in that way, because instead of being stuck in that 9-to-5, they're able to be a little bit more fluid with their time. And that's actually something that, I do a lot of executive coaching as well as mindset and energy work, because historically I've done executive coaching, so people just organically come to me for that. And so a lot of companies will hire me to come in and work with their executive teams, help them be better managers, help middle managers rise to the occasion to become executives or be more efficient with their teams, things of that nature. So what I'm seeing, just professionally, I'm seeing the trend that more and more companies are realizing the data that's coming in, which is that people with a more flexible work schedule are anywhere from 68 to 75% more productive with the flexibility. So I really see that that's going to be something positive that comes out of the pandemic, is that companies who were very much, if your butt's not in your chair, then you're not working, have a little bit of a softer look at that. Okay, so when I invested in my first business coach, my first professional coach mindset, I was a single mom. So I went through a divorce. I separated from my ex-husband. He was physically abusive, and we separated when I was pregnant with my daughter, who's now 13. So a while ago. And we separated, so single mom, basically single pregnant lady, single mom of an infant. My mom was dying of cancer. I had my own cancer scare during that time as well. Full-time job, everything on my own. I mean, literally everything on my own. So I get it. I understand the 9-to-5, or let's be real, mine was more like 8 to 5:30. Then you've got daycare, you've got the kid, you've got all of this stuff. So how did I invest time, money, and even, let's just be honest, how did I have the brain power to do this? And it really goes back to connecting with that why. You can be creative. So many people, the coach who I had back then, I'm very much a play by the rules person. I believe that the rules are there to keep us safe, that if you play by the rules, people are happy, you don't upset anybody, and that's very much what I enjoy doing. I enjoy helping people live happier and more productive lives. I do not enjoy it for people to be upset or angry, and certainly don't want to be the hand that caused that. People like that often get railroaded, just so you know. So I had a big problem with actually doing, and I actually have clients sometimes who have big problems with having their coaching sessions during their business hours. And I don't, it's not always necessary, but many times it is. And the thing about it is, what you have to understand is that time is relative, and a healthier you is more productive. And if it's that I can't do it because my job, the nature of my job, like if you're working retail, if you're a retail manager, you actually have to be out on the floor working with the people. You have customers, you're interacting. You can't exactly stop and do something like this. But really, many other positions, you have more flexibility than you think. It's the rigidity that's been handed to us, the idea of rigidity that's been handed down to us that we buy, when I say buy it, I mean like believe it. And we take that rigidity and we say, okay, I will put this on like a coat. I will wear it. I will believe it. I will own it. It will also be mine. And we can actually take some of the hard edges off of that just by changing our mindset a little bit. But if you do have one of those very rigid 9 to 5 and a kid and whatever else, you have to eat, you need to be moving your body, you need to, these things, then my best advice for you would be to work out your why and then get together with your coach or with your mentor. If you don't have a coach or mentor, you and I should talk. Maybe it's me, maybe it's somebody else with GILD, maybe it's somebody else within I Am Creator, but I'm happy to hear what you need and then make an advisement as to who would be a really good match for you. You want someone who can be as flexible as possible to roll with the rigidity that exists in your life. And that's where that flexibility of mindset really can cross over and create beautiful opportunities. So you have to know your why, and then you have to be a little bit open. I'm using the word have to, because if you really want to get forward, if you really want to move forward, it is a have to. Now, if you really don't care and this is optional, then you don't have to. But for you, I don't think that it's optional. I'm feeling from you energetically, there's kind of a channel of energy that I'm feeling from you. It goes from my heart chakra down through my solar plexus. Solar plexus is not as pronounced as heart chakra, but then I'm very, very, very pronounced in the middle of my stomach. And I'm feeling that from you. So this is really very much a heart and gut movement for you. I think the solar plexus is kind of just along for the ride a little bit right now. But I think that there's a whole lot of self-limiting beliefs that you're going to have to get past. And a whole lot of historical rigidity that you're going to have to shed. I don't want to say throw away or get over. You'll have to accept it and then release that. And you're going to need somebody to help guide you through that, because otherwise it does take such strength and such determination that it will be challenging and possibly more challenging than you may be able to face on your own. So hopefully that helps. Let's see. Just so you all know, if you're looking for your group leader, I did go back into the original post for today's session in the Creator Circle, and I tagged the group leaders next to the letters in the alphabet. Let's see. So, Angie, hopefully I got your question answered. Chandrama, am I saying that properly? It's very important to me that I pronounce your names properly, because your name is a sacred, energetic manifestation of who you are. So if I say your name incorrectly, please correct me. There's no embarrassment or whatever. Just know that I want to be honoring of you. So Chandrama, I'm going to manifest my boyfriend with whom I've been spending 3 years of friendship. We became friends from Messenger. We're not together. I'm going to manifest my best friend. Sorry. Maybe I need new reading glasses. We're not together as she is from another city. I went and stayed with her for 5 days in August. I love her. So here's the deal with manifesting love. This is tough because it sounds very contradictory. But I've manifested a partner that was actually greater than I had considered at the time I was manifesting him. And so I can go ahead and claim expertise in this area because I have what many people only dream about, a partner who understands me, loves me when I'm at my worst, and loves me when I'm at my best, who sees our relationship as a partnership, who's always on our side, who, when I need a hero, will be the hero, and who, when I need to be the hero, will allow me that space. Really, who could ask for more than that? When you love a person, and that love and devotion to that person awakens within you the realization that you would like that to be deeper, that you would like that to be returned, equally exchanged from that person. But the other person isn't on the same energetic place, isn't at the same energetic place that you are. Many people will then say, I'm going to manifest it, and it's that forcing. Only through releasing can you receive what you actually want. And so many people will go through the forcing energy, and what already exists there can be damaged because of that forcing energy, because that forcing energy is very low level. It comes from a place of deprivation, actually, instead of from a place of abundance. So what I would recommend for you is a consistent and constant practice of gratitude for this person in your life, because not only has this person awakened in you the awareness of a desire for the things that she possesses and is, but she has awakened the possibility for pairing in this manner. The difficult part is, and I don't know, I haven't tapped into your relationship with this person or her energy or whatever, and I don't do that sort of thing without permission, because that's the worst invasion of privacy I could possibly think of. But when the other person isn't where you are energetically, at some points you need to take the gratitude to the universe and say, you have given me this beautiful gift and I love it. Thank you for entrusting me with this. I'm so happy and grateful that I have this. That's really my formula for gratitude. I'm so happy and grateful that blank. I'm so happy and grateful that I have this. I would like more, and I would like it to manifest in the way of a romantic relationship. You know that I want it to manifest in the way of a romantic relationship with this individual. However, I trust you and I love you enough to deliver to me the gift that you know is in my best interest, just as you delivered this gift to me, which I didn't even know existed. So there's the problem. We get these gifts that we didn't even know existed, and then then we start getting real specific with our order. Well, I want this, but I want that on the side, and I want this and extra that, and we start getting real specific. Well, the original order didn't come from specificity, so why should the upgrade come from specificity? Now, this person may be the person who you have this relationship with. Again, I do not know. We can talk about diving deeper into this. I actually don't think that you should, because if you do what I just suggested, you'll get much farther than any deep dive, because a deep dive into the energy could bring you the knowledge that you aren't yet ready for, which is, no, this person isn't, which may be, no, this person isn't the person. And then you go into an even lower despair type of an energy. Well, why not? This is what no, keep the energy from before. I'm so happy and grateful. Thank you. I would like more of this, and I'd like it to manifest in this upgraded way. I deeply desire this, and I trust you. And I release it, and then go get some water. Then go for a walk. Then go listen to some music that you love. Then go live your life. And watch what happens. It's that knowing and that grasping onto what we love, but then releasing it and doing it, that gentle word that I said just a little while ago, gently. That's the key. It's so important. So, so important. Hopefully that helps and answers your question. And you're welcome. There was a question from Shaf earlier session, which was, how do you use energy to unblock the heart? That was the one that I had seen. Using energy to unblock the heart, it really, and Shaf, yeah, thank you, Prem, for bringing that back in. Shaf, that is something that we would need to work on individually. It really depends on what your heart blocks are. So what I would need to do is privately be able to enter your energy spectrum and just read that some, so that I'd know what we're dealing with, because there's different types of heart blocks. And I did type into, I'm not sure if my response posted. I took just a quick restroom break, and then I checked a couple of things. Before I came on here, I did type back a response. Hopefully it posted, but I had some significant heart walls, is what they're called. It's one type of block, but I had some significant heart walls that were really holding me back from everything. It was holding me back from manifesting the additional child that we wanted in our household, from manifesting true success in my business, from really, really feeling as though I knew what I was doing and having the confidence to move forward. And, working with my mentor, working with Master Sri Krishna, I was able to really dive deeper. I already understood so much about energy. And when we were working through this, he was quite amused, because he said, you already know how to do this, but it was mine that I was blocked in how to unblock mine, though I could unblock a million other people's. And so he is the person who guided me through that. So it really depends on where they come from. Mine was a lot of familial damage, a lot of emotional abuse from my upbringing. I don't want to sound like I was, beaten every day growing up, but there was verbal and physical abuse in my household. And then I ended up manifesting that in my adult life, because I married an abuser the first time. Not my current husband, but for a very short period of time, I was married to someone who was physically and emotionally abusive, because that is what was in my comfort zone of energy. Comfort zone doesn't mean it's comfortable. Comfort zone means that it's familiar, or that it carries repetitive qualities for you. So it's what you know, which is how generational poverty continues to manifest. It's why if a spouse is unfaithful, their children are more likely to be unfaithful. If spouses get divorced, their children are more likely to be divorced. It's how those generational ills end up getting passed down, because that energy is repeated and repeated, because that's the energy that's known. So you have to enter into it with intention to overcome it. If your intention to overcome it is greater than the energy that exists, then that greater vibration will win the day. So I'd like to finish the challenge. As we wrap up the challenge toward the end of the week, you'll have opportunities to talk with me and your group leader and other people who are on the GILD team. Sorry, I've got major hair issues today. There's hair stuck to my glasses. I'm very fidgety with my hair today, but you'll have that opportunity to work with us and figure out something that we can do specifically with you. But I particularly, there isn't somebody else that I would send you to for that. It would be me, definitely. How do you overcome limiting beliefs around money? Okay, this is a great question, and I am going to give you hold on. Let me just look up I'm going to look up a link. I'm going to give you guys a link. I'm always giving you links. Hold on one second. Look this one up for you. And that. I always stop talking when I'm doing something else, because it's impossible to multitask. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm really great at multitasking." No, you can look at clinical data that shows that multitasking is just a bunch of hooey. That's the clinical term, hooey. Just kidding, that's not a clinical term. But no, multitasking is crap. It's impossible. There's no way that your brain can do two things at once. So I'm just talking to you while this thing is loading on my computer, which is taking forever for some reason. Not sure why. Maybe I have too many windows open on my computer. Maybe. There There we go. All right, so money. There we go. This is a 2-hour loop of my favorite money manifestation affirmation. So I'm going to give it to you, but I want to make a deal with you. This is powerful. I want you to take this link and share it on your own profile and share it with other people. Because the reason that I want you to share it with other people that you know personally, when you're doing this and other people around you aren't, you're trying to raise your vibration with great resistance around you because the other people aren't coming along for the ride. But if you can get even 1 or 2 people who you personally know to also practice this as well, then your vibration gets a boost. It's kind of like you've seen like race cars that have turbo boosters on it. They already have the accelerator, right? And they're going to go fast. But then they hit the turbo boost and it's like, boom! It like just gives them that extra little woo, gives them that extra little push. So share it. You do this, but share it. And the way that I have done this for years is, and I still participate in this manifestation every day. So you're doing it with me as well. But the way that I do it is for a few minutes. And this is 2 hours long. I do not expect you to sit there for 2 hours and do this manifestation over and over again for 2 hours. I made it 2 hours because, and you can even put it on a loop if you want to on YouTube. I made it 2 hours because you can go on 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes even, 1 minute even, try to make it 2. Eyes closed, deep breathing, say it over and over and over to yourself, say it over and over and over to yourself. Then go on about your day. Have it playing when you're in the shower so that you can hear it. Have it playing when you're doing your hair, putting on your makeup, or putting on your clothes, or you're in your car, you're in your office working. It's going in the background. Your conscious mind will learn how to block it out. Kind of like if you're working and the television's on and then you just kind of end up hearing like, and you're not really paying attention to the words that are being said. This will just go in the background, but guess who is listening? Your beautiful subconscious mind is listening. Over and 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 over again. Do this every single day. I want this on for you every single day for the next month. So what is today? Is today the 25th or 26th? Today's the 26th. It's my best friend's birthday. I'm going to make a note to send her a little message. Pretty sure she's not watching this, so she doesn't know that I only just now remembered that it's her birthday. But so today through the end of February, it's only an extra day, I think, this year. So starting today through the end of February, I want this every day in your life. And really all that I'm asking you for is 31 minutes because you're at least going to do it for a minute. 64 minutes if you do it for the 2 minutes a day, but then I want you to leave this running. Leave it running and leave it running and leave it running. And it works. It works. And I did this for someone. Someone contacted me. She's a business owner. I have known her in my personal life, but she has, we're not super, super close friends, but she, we were at one point and have kind of grew apart as friends, but we still think a whole lot of each other. And she contacted me. I'm going to read you the text that she sent me in November. She contacted me like at the end of last summer and said, look, she tried another coach. She didn't really get anywhere. She hadn't asked me because of our previous relationship. And she had actually asked me about it before. And I was like, I don't know, kind of conflict because we have been friends. She was like, no, I don't care. You're going to be my coach. So anyway, we made an agreement and I'm her personal coach, just 1-to-1. I gave her this assignment, this 30-day assignment, 1 month assignment. And here is the text that she sent me. I'm just going to read it. So, wow is an understatement. She calls them prayers. The gratitude prayers are working. I had a record-breaking sales week in my entire career in commissions, and you know that's saying something. This is a very accomplished person. She said, for start date coming up, I closed $26,612 in direct on the East Coast And I have 11,847 pending from the West Coast. I have never come to even half of that. What is happening? This is wild, and it's all because of you. I know that I'm capable to do this every week. You told my, and this is true, you told my husband that I would be a millionaire after I started my own company, and he didn't believe you, and neither did I. But I'm happy and grateful now for my coach and her purposeful guidance. Love you. That is what happens when you follow the instructions that I just gave you. There you go. Proof is in the pudding. So that is how, that's just the first step in overcoming some self-limiting beliefs. Now, when you first start listening to this affirmation, you're going to be like, whatever, your limiting beliefs are going to be like, yeah, that might be true for her. That might be true for the girl who, you know, and this person who wrote that used to be an extremely negative person, but she was like, okay, she'll do homework. That's the reason that I took her on. I know if I give her an assignment, she'll do it, 'cause she's a lot like me. If I get an assignment from my teacher, my coach, my mentor, I'm going to freaking do it, even if I feel like my arm's going to fall off. I just gave somebody an assignment the other day on Friday. She wanted to manifest something by today, and I gave her a 5-day assignment to write something specific. And I was like, even if you feel like your arm's going to fall off, I want you to do this every single day. It takes 5 days. You've got 5 days by the time you want to manifest this. So do this. I'm going to check in later and see how it went. But you know, these things work, and I don't prescribe them to you or anybody else if they haven't worked for me. So I'm telling you things that have worked for me. I'm telling you things to do that have gotten me the love of my life, gotten me a beautiful home, gotten me a gorgeous family, gotten me the ability to partner with powerful, influential, beautiful, wonderful people around the world, the chance to coach beautiful souls around the world. I'm in love with my clients. I used to not super love my clients so much. It was boring. It was executive coaching. It just kind of paid the bills. And I knew that there was something more. And so I manifested that something more. And now I get to work with people who understand the basic principles of this and are willing to put in the work to up level. And some of them I'm even working with, and they started right here where you are. Some of the people who are now joining my company to develop their own programs started right where you are starting in this challenge and their Q&As. So, but they followed the instructions. So those are my instructions for you, and you can do it, I promise. And I'm here. All right, so Kelly, Kelly's Unique Treasures asked, I felt it in my stomach and some in my heart. What was that about, please? Okay, so when you are, oh, you're welcome, Angie. When you're feeling the feelings in different areas, the areas mean different things. So your heart center very much is where grief, sorrow, sadness, loss lives, if you've had a lot of that. But it's also where it's where a lot of your love lives. And so if it's a positive feeling, then it's filling that up with that positivity. If it's a negative feeling, then it's bringing back something that can show us. It's why I said that we needed to talk individually with someone else about the heart wall. It can show us the origin of that heart wall so that we can then go back in, connect subconscious, conscious, and superconscious so that we can clear it, resolve it. You don't get rid of it. I don't mean clearing it the way that you take out some cleaner and clear off your kitchen counter and clean it. You clear it by reconciling and releasing. It's very, very powerful. Cleaning it, getting rid of it, erasing it would be forceful. And that's not an allowing energy. We all want to gravitate in the direction of allowing energy. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. I'm glad that I'm correct. All right, let's see. You're correct about having more flexibility than we think. Yeah, a lot of people are just afraid to ask for flexibility. I'll tell you something. I had a client come to me. It was an executive client, I want to say about 18 months ago. Yeah, because we worked together, not quite 18 months ago, maybe 14 months ago. And when she and I started working together, we were going to work together for 6 to 9 months was our agreement. We were just going to kind of go fluid with the last 3. She wanted more flexibility. She also needed the income that she was getting. She was an executive for a healthcare company. She was chief financial officer, so it's pretty high up there. But she did not like her company. They were extraordinarily rigid. She was drowning. She has 3 kids. One is a child with special needs. She needed to be more available as a mother, but she's also the primary breadwinner for her family. Her husband does work, but she was, you know, a CFO for a medical company. We're talking, you know, a high six-figure salary, and her husband was probably in like the $50,000 to $70,000 range, which is still a lovely income. But when you're used to $250,000 to $350,000 a year, they don't quite equate, right? So primary breadwinner. And she said, you know, I don't like it there. They're really rigid, but, and then there came in the money fear. And she said, well, you know, I could take on kind of just independent, like I could be a consultant, but that doesn't have steady income, and that doesn't have the benefits, and that doesn't have this and that, So I listened intently, took notes, did a little energy exploration of her, and I said, so here's what you really want. You want to keep the job that you have, but you don't want to have to go to the office and live with all of this BS that they've got going on, but you know that you can do it from home, but they're just not open to that. So what you want is to be able to pitch to them. Oh, she was about to go out on medical leave as well, so she wanted to figure this out by the time she was done with her medical leave. She had to have surgery and was going to be out for 6 to 12 weeks, depending upon what the doctor recommended. So we worked together over that period. So this was pre-COVID, before all of us had any idea that we would be, you know, working from home, because I've always worked from home, so it didn't really change my life very much, other than I've got a kid on distance learning in her learning space. So other than having a new office mate, it didn't really change my life that much. But for everybody else, it's significant. So I said to her, well, you just really want this job to be remote. She's like, oh, well, that could never happen. It could never happen because of... And I said, here's what we're going to work on. You're going to work on getting your consulting stuff together, what you think that you need to do this consulting. And I'm going to work on a plan that you're going to pitch to your boss in a couple of months, right about the time you're ready to come back. And it's going to be a progressive plan. And you're not going to be 100% from home, but you're going to be primarily from home. You're still going to get benefits, but you're not going to be considered an employee of the company, because the company's not going to be willing to change the standard that they have for their employees, but they are going to be willing to outsource the leadership of their financial management. She was like, no way, no way. I said, okay, I'm just going to write all this down in our notes, and in 6 months, we're just going to come back and see who's right, me or you. She was like, okay, whatever. I was right. It's exactly what she got. She pitched it 5 months later. Before she was even finished pitching it, her boss was like, this is amazing. I just want you to come back to me with a financial pitch to tell me, you know, what it would cost. She's making more money now, not going in. So not only did she get exactly what she wanted, we just needed to shift her mindset during those months to believing that it was possible. Because if she would have gone in and pitched that right after I said it, he would have been like, no, get your butt back to your desk and get to work. She had to believe that it was possible. So we spent 5 months shifting her mindset so that when she went in and pitched this, it was with confidence and certainty, and it yielded results. It is that simple. That's that. All right, let's see. Yes, Jaime is right. Changing the mentality of the scarcity mindset for the abundance mindset. That's what we have to do. Let's see. Tracy says, oops, I just blocked myself. All right, hold on. All right. Tracy says, that's my problem. I'm trying to force my son to be happy. Oh, girl. You can't force anyone to be happy. Our youngest child, a lot of you guys know the story. The short story is she's adopted, and we took custody of her when she was 8.5, and we adopted her when she was 9.5. And she had been adopted before, and they gave up on her, and they basically dissolved their adoption of her. She had been in 6 foster homes. She was abused by her biological family. You can't force anybody to be happy. I mean, she has the Disney World of families. Like, here's your room, here's all these toys, here's everything that you ever dreamed of, and there's still, you know, and she's come so far in the 19 months that she's been with us, but still there's so far that she still has to go because it's a journey. It doesn't just change overnight. I have a dear friend whose sister was just committed to a mental institution last week, and when she was there, her second day in the mental institution, my friend lives here, but her sister does not. So I don't know the sister. But her second day in the mental institution, she tried to commit suicide. So then she got put on suicide watch. And her sister was like, of course, when something like that happens to someone that we love, we want to take it onto ourselves and have some sort of liability for it, but it really doesn't belong to us. So that's just ego talking. So my friend, called me. She's like, I haven't told anybody else. I don't know what to do. And I said, oh, I know exactly what to do. I gave her a formula of exactly what to do. She was like, this is it? I said, yeah. Well, she didn't get this way overnight. It's not going to be corrected overnight. Her mother, my friend's a few years younger than me. So her mother's in her late 60s, early 70s. And she's like, well, yeah, but my mother just thinks that they should prescribe her different pills and she should be able to go home. Well, she's still there because it took years to get her to the point where her mind broke. And when I say her mind broke, her mental ability to cope with day-to-day life left her. And so she broke down. She had a mental breakdown. So it took her years to get to the place where you're not just like fine shopping for produce one day and then the next day you go get your trash can naked, which is exactly what she did. You don't, that's not an overnight transition, unless there's something that's going on mentally with people that I'm unaware of, but that's not an overnight transition. So you can't expect happiness or fulfillment or even emotional well-being to be an overnight transition. You do have to let it go. But one thing that you can do, and here, let me look up this, I have 2 videos for you, Tracy. So one of them explains this method. That's the first one that I'm going to put in. If I can find, all right. So, Tracy. All right, 1 second. Sorry, it just takes me a second to grab these links. All right, so I'm giving you 2 videos. Please watch them in that order. The first one will tell you about the method, and the second one will guide you through. I'd like you to do this every day, first for you until you feel as though you're cleared of anything that needs to be forgiven, reconciled, or released. And then when you feel as though everything that you have is forgiven, reconciled, or released, then I want you to practice it on behalf of your son. Chandrama, you have a great group leader. I love Jaime. He's amazing. Oh, I'm so glad that you like that these are on YouTube. Yeah, a lot of people have problems navigating Facebook. And yeah, I'm going to also, I didn't yesterday, but I'll get these Q&As downloaded and put over there as well. But you're welcome. Thank you for saying that. It's very kind. All right, I'm just going down. Do we have any other questions? I'm so glad. Chef, I'm glad that you're committing to it. Angie, if you have a similar situation but you didn't make the pitch, then you have to wait until you believe it, and then make the pitch. Okay, I think that all of our questions are completed, which is good because I'm just about out of time. And I'll see you all tomorrow, and I will get today's session, the lesson, and then both Q&As put over onto YouTube as soon as possible. All right, I love each of you. Mwah. Bye.